Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. We had a conversation on this program about whether a woman could become president. And I'm sure, you know, in the hundreds of years this country will exist, I'm sure at some point it'll happen, but not anytime soon. I talked on the air about how women tend to like to tear each other down. Women are not supportive when a woman is the boss at the office. Women are not supportive of women who look better than they are or are younger than they are. They're just not. More importantly, young women especially do not like to read. Well, let me correct that. They do not like to read about anything substantive. If you're an exception to the rule, there's no point in calling in and telling us that because there are exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, you can't count on women to read the first 2 sections of your local paper. You can't. You can't count on women to watch the news. How do I know? Check the ratings. Women who watch television news are generally 50 and over. The numbers show it. Also, those AM talk shows, the ones that are supposed to be so influential, the women are 55 plus. That's the age of the women listening. Women don't have any interest. Again, exceptions to every rule, who cares? Generally speaking, women do not have any interest in what's going on in the world. Generally speaking, they don't have any interest in the news or politics. Generally speaking, women do not have substantive opinions about anything important. What is important is why Renee Zellweger annulled her marriage to Kenny Chesney. What is important is that Jennifer Aniston is ready to date again. What is important is debating whether or not Mariah Carey is fat. These are the kinds of things women care about. By the way, there's no debate on that. She is fat. Huge bazooms, but fat too. These are the kinds of things women care about. Women read magazines like People and Us Weekly and Star and The National Enquirer. They watch TV shows like Access Hollywood and Entertainment Tonight and Extra and The Inside. I mean, somebody's watching these shows. It's women and gay men. That's who's watching. Straight men, because we have no choice in life but to work until we're dead, we need to know what's going on in the world. Are there stupid guys who don't read the paper and don't care? Sure there are. But somebody's reading the Wall Street Journal. Somebody's reading Business Week. Somebody's reading Barron's. Somebody's reading the Washington Post and the New York Times. Generally speaking, it's not women under the age of 50. That's just the way it is. It's virtually impossible for a man to pick a woman according to her political opinions because, generally speaking, even when a young woman has a political opinion, it's not based on any reading or knowledge. It's based on emotion. That's just generally the way it is. That is why we really don't care what women think. We really don't care to listen to their opinions. Why don't men listen? This is something I talked about on D.L. Hughley's show on Comedy Central recently. Why don't men listen to women when they talk? Why do men interrupt so much? It's because women are going to have some long-winded, emotional feeling about, animals or clothing or something. They do not have opinions about anything that matters, like how the world operates, how the world runs. They just don't. By the way, that's fine with me. Don't get me wrong. Last thing I want to be is with a woman who has these political opinions. Are you kidding me? No way. No interest. I just want to be with a woman who believes in making my dinner, folding my socks, and spreading her legs. That's what I want in life. Not when I come home and feel like I'm on Crossfire or Meet the Press. No interest in that. When I come home, I just want to know what color lingerie you're going to be wearing when I get there. You know what? That's how most men feel. They don't really care what your opinion is, ladies. Even when we shake our head and make sympathetic noises, Yeah, we don't care. We don't hear what you're saying, we're not listening to what you're saying, and we don't care. In life, in relationships, more often than not, I have found myself saying things like, I want to end this conversation now. Okay, thank you. Because that's really how I feel. You've got nothing to say, and I don't want to hear it anyway. That's it. Just take your bra off, please. I know there's an awful lot of women who find this offensive, and many people who don't even believe that I believe this. But not only do I believe it, I think most men agree with me on this. That's why we don't listen to you, ladies. That's why. You know how we know you don't care? Because of how many of you ask us who we're going to vote for. So even if you do vote, generally you do what we tell you to do. That gives me 2 votes. If I didn't always date all these chicks born from outside the country, it would give me 2 votes. Bottom line. So I'm sure there are women who are angry. I'm sure there are men who are afraid to say they agree with me. I know there are a lot of people who do agree with me. That's just the way it is.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Well, break it down, bro.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
You are on top of your game, my friend. On top of your game.
Thank you. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Carmen. Hello.
Tom, you rock.
Thank you.
First, got to tell you, I'm a lipstick lesbian, but I am not a feminist.
Uh-huh.
I agree with every word you're saying. You've described my partner to a T. It goes right down to the whole point of I don't even want women out there as police officers. They're not, women aren't as strong. They don't think as quickly under pressure. You're right all the way around. My partner reads entertainment and us. I can't talk politics with her. I tell her who to vote for.
That's right.
So rock on, man. I'm sorry. You're right. And if people can't deal with it, the truth hurts.
They get so pissed, and really you have to look at reality.
Exactly. And I make my girlfriend listen to you, and, by the end of the conversation, she has to agree, despite her, wishes, despite her emotions. Facts are facts.
Yeah. This is just a cool, rational explanation for the way things really are.
Exactly. And all I care about is what she looks like when I get home and what she looks like when I go to bed. So
exactly. That's right. As long as she knows where to tweak and what to lick.
That's right. They're there for eye candy, and not to say women don't have brains. I mean, I think, and I listen to AM radio, I listen to talk radio, but you're absolutely right. Men are a stronger breed.
And you know what most of the callers on those stations are like? Hello? Is this the John and Ken show? Hello? Am I on? Is this Kirby Wilbur? I love your program. I listen all the time. Everybody here at my condo, it's assisted living, Kirby. My son died about 20 years ago, and I'm the only one left of the family, and you're like a member of my family, Kirby. I love your show.
Yawn, you nailed it.
I love you. And that John Carlson, what a nice young man he is, too. Whatever happened to that Mike Siegel, the young man with the hair plugs? Where did he go?
Oh, God, thank God he's gone. My ex-husband just thinks he walks on water. God. But, it's really funny because when you come right down to it, we sound like right-wing Christian conservatives. We want our women at home, barefoot and pregnant. And, well, not necessarily pregnant, but, the similarities are pretty striking.
I'm just being honest about the way people are.
Exactly. That's the way it is. And you got to look at reality.
That's right. Exactly.
So, rock.
Carmen, thank you for the call. Love those AM talk shows. We're on some AM stations, but we're not on stations that sound like those. You know the ones I'm talking about. I was watching C-SPAN 2 the other day, and they were having a debate in the House of Representatives about H.R. 829. Did you see that? I just wanted to say it's about time that somebody like you with clarity and vision was on the air. My goodness, I love your program. You know who really loves... I was told, I got a call from a lady in this building. That's how I started listening to you. She said, you have to start listening to that Michael Medved. You have to start listening. So I started listening, and then I told my mother, and she's your biggest fan. You know, she was born before 1900. She loves your show, too. She doesn't even have a television. She likes it so much. How does anyone stand to listen to those programs? Everybody is just too liberal. They're too liberal. Hello? Ever since my husband died, I wanted to call. Jesus. Sarah on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Sarah.
I have to agree with you as well. I mean, my husband and I, we go to friends' houses, and you try to talk politics or anything with these women. They don't know why they voted the way they did. They did what their husband told them to do. You know, you ask them, well, what about the situation in Africa? Well, yeah, there's lots of black people there, right? I mean, they had no clue what's going on. And you're so right on with this. And it's really sad. I work in a call center with about 200 women. And the only magazines floating around that place are smut mags. They put the Inquirer in all the supervisors' boxes, like twice a month or however often that magazine comes out.
Ever see a copy of Time or Newsweek?
Oh, absolutely not. If you do, it's, lining the bottom of somebody's cubicle or, I've never seen anything like that in there, no. They're just not interested in it. It's not something, I guess, that appeals to them. It's really sad, too, considering we have a vote. We ought to take advantage of it, but most of us don't.
That's right. Or you ask your husband or your boyfriend who they're voting for.
Oh, yeah. My husband and I actually voted for opposite people, but I can tell you I'm the only one out of all my friends that...
Is that because you forgot who he was voting for and you voted wrong?
Actually, no. I just didn't want Bush in office for another term.
Oh, there you go.
I voted for anybody but him.
I understand. Well, Sarah, thank you very much for that.
All right, Tom, have a great day.
Appreciate the call. Dick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
All right, Dick.
Yeah, I just calling to say, man, I totally agree with you. I just spent 6 years listening to some girl talk. What about? I honestly couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah, they just don't shut up.
Well, they just don't.
And the thing is, they don't shut up, and they haven't read anything, and they got nothing to say about anything important.
Not only did I put up with it for that long, the first time I asked her how she felt, she all of a sudden decides that she doesn't want to be with me anymore.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, I know, man. I've been married for 2 years, but I had a little plan for revenge that I wanted to run by you.
Yeah, I don't believe in revenge. I really don't.
You don't believe in revenge?
No. No, the best revenge is doing better than you ever did before.
With her friends.
I'm getting revenge on every woman I've ever been with because I have a 7-figure income. I'm famous, rich, successful. And they have to see my face on billboards and on TV. They have to hear me on the radio. They have to hear me in commercials. They have to see my name in magazines. That's the best revenge you can ever get.
Yeah, but what about every time you go out to hang out with your friends, that chick is part of your social structure and you can't get rid of her?
What, because your friends man up and ice her out?
Yeah, I don't think so.
What kind of friends are they?
What's up?
What kind of friends are they?
Well, they're all girls. That's why I don't want to lose them. I'm not going to.
Your friends are all girls?
Yeah.
Why?
Because who wants to hang around a bunch of guys all day?
Well, first of all, you shouldn't be hanging around girls unless you can see whether they wear day-of-the-week underwear.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm working towards right now.
As long as you're pals with these girls, you'll never get in there. Never.
No, I'm not pals with the girls. They've just always been sitting there in reserves in case the one I had decided to take off.
But I'm telling you, they know you're with this girl, and they've already put you in the friend category. You're a dead man. You're a dead man walking.
Yeah, that's not what I needed to hear.
Well, I'm telling you, you never become friends with a broad. The minute you do, the chances of becoming a lover or a sex partner or a one-nighter diminish.
Completely, huh?
Yes.
Why
did you get married so young, if I may ask?
Well, to be honest, I started making a lot of money, and, you know, the health benefits, the tax benefits were there, so I figured it would be a good...
Why didn't she just get a job?
She has a job. She just doesn't make any money, as usual.
Yeah, well, why would you marry somebody like that?
You know, so typical stupid reason. Thought I was in love. Thought it was the right thing to do.
And why don't you get out before she gets pregnant?
No, I'm already getting out. I'm actually moving out to a new place by the beach this weekend. So.
All right. And have you gotten the attorney and gotten that started?
I already got the attorney. Most of the stuff we owned before we got married, and I haven't been married, I don't think, long enough for her to really take much. So.
I understand. All right, Dick, good luck. Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Valerie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Valerie.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right. Hey, Tom, you know what? I've got to laugh, you know, some of these women that were calling in because, you know, what you're saying is totally true because, you know, I know that I got a few eggs I'm still kicking out, you know, for the next few years, I hope. But I'm uninterested. I'm too busy taking care of what's really, you know, the most important part.
Which is what?
You know, well, getting after it with my boyfriend, making him happy, you know.
That is the most important thing. That's that.
Yeah.
Who has time to read the New York Times? Your boyfriend needs a sixer in the freezer.
That's right. I don't read the New York Times or the paper, watch the news or anything.
Exactly. No doubt about it.
It's funny because this is so true. You know, you make me laugh because it's true. I love you, Tom, man. You're the dad I never had either.
Oh, I am in more ways than one, dear. Believe me. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Ryan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much, Ryan.
First, I just want to say I don't disagree with you on a lot of things. I kind of disagree with you on this, and I'll tell you why. A college degree, if I'm not mistaken, is worth an extra $1 million over a lifetime. And if I got a girl with smarts and beauty, and she's helping me out with getting the house paid, getting the cars paid, getting the business going, getting me on track, I think that's the kind of girl I want to be.
Well, but you understand, most of the women who are like that are generally fat or fugly or both.
It's possible, but there's also powerful women out there who look good, and I'm not talking about the Madeline
Who are they?
Or the Barbara Boxers.
Who?
I'm talking about like Clinton, like Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton? Wait. Are you blind? Hillary Clinton is good looking?
She's kind of good. She's not a...
Come on.
Jessica Alba, but
no, she's not Jessica Alba. You're right about that.
But she's good looking. I mean, and she's powerful. She's smart. She's on track. She was the woman...
But she's not attractive. She's got chunky legs. She got chunky legs. She's got some junk in the trunk. The crow's feet are well set in. Come on.
Okay, well, those are just names I just threw out there. Okay?
All right, well, throw out a really attractive, intelligent woman.
I can't. Let me see. I can't. You know what? I can't think of one right off.
That's my point.
But they are out there.
But if they are, why can't you name one?
What about?
I can name attractive women who have no opinion about anything. Let's start with Jessica Alba, Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Come on, Halle Berry. What's her political opinion? Do you know? Come on.
But let me finish real quick, Tom. You got Tom Leykis money. I don't. And if I can find a chick who can help me get to Tom Leykis money, I say that's the chick, you know.
Yeah, but the trick is not to marry that woman. Let her help you, and then once you get your degree, step it up a notch and get a younger, hotter chick.
I say women could be anything they want in this country, whether it's cops, whether it's politicians.
Oh, I agree. They don't want to be president.
Whatever, women. I mean, it's possible, though. I mean, if you do...
Well, lots of things are possible. It's possible the sun won't come up tomorrow. That is possible. It's possible if you jump off the Empire State Building, you might live. It is possible.
Tom, if you got a 7-figure income and you can have a good-looking chick with a great... Say she's a stockbroker. And she could just triple that money that you got.
Good-looking chicks don't become stockbrokers. They marry stockbrokers.
There's got to be a good-looking chick out there on Wall Street right now.
Have you ever been to Wall Street?
No.
One walk down Wall Street or Trinity Place, anywhere around the New York Stock Exchange, will show you what I'm talking about.
Again, man, I just got to disagree with you on this.
But you've never been there.
I've never been there. I'm talking about just the issue of women and beauty and not having brains and stuff like that.
Well, but you can't name one beautiful woman with brains. You can't even name one.
Hold on, if you let me rack my brain for a second.
Go ahead.
Let me see. Who's the chick that owns? Nah, okay, she's not cute. I was gonna say, what about Hugh Hefner's daughter? She runs Playboy right now, doesn't she? I'm sure she's beautiful.
You think so?
You know what? I don't know.
Why do you assume that?
I assume. You know what? You're right. I can't name one. You're right. I can't.
That's my point.
Everybody's
you're doing what everybody else does. You're doing the politically correct thing. Oh, yes, there are plenty of tough, intelligent, beautiful women out there. And when I ask people to name one, they're always homina, 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 homina.
You know what, though? It's not just politically correct. I mean, women can be anything they want to be. Now, if they want to just...
But hot chicks don't want to be brains. They don't.
If eye candy is all this chick can be, then that's good for her. I mean, she's going to find a sucker to pay for everything that she has in her life, and that's cool. But if a chick has beauty and brains, she's the kind of chick...
But how many do? How many do? And you just admitted you can't name one.
I can't name one.
You can't even name one.
There's got to be some beautiful chick on Fortune 500 that owns...
Oh, no, we've done that show, pal. Every year, Fortune magazine puts out a special edition called the Power 50.
Yeah.
And it shows the 50 most powerful women in American business. Not only biographies of them, but pictures of them. And not one hot chick in the bunch.
Wow.
Because, again, girls who are not hot have to study harder, go to school longer, put in more hours at the office. They have to.
You know what, man? Like I said, I can't comment on the hottest chick out there that's got mad money. And
you can't name one hot, intelligent chick.
Any woman could be anything she wants to be, and I just
but hot chicks don't want to have to study. They don't want to have to work hard because they don't have to. You still there? No, he's not. Of course he's not. You bet he's not.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
No guy's ever going to get this good loving until they do what I want them to do.
Oh, so you're a controlling bitch.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles. Brought to you in part by NBC. NBC tonight, it's week 2 of The Biggest Loser. And the premieres of My Name is Earl, The Office, and Law & Order SVU. NBC tonight. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. I'm getting goosebumps. This year being my 11-year anniversary on 100.7 The Buzz in Seattle. And, we are celebrating with our one-night-only appearance of Boys Night Out. It's coming up this Friday at 8:30 p.m. at the Paramount Theater. Now, tickets are available at Ticketmaster by calling 206-529-4051. It's guys only. No chicks, please. Guys only. And a number of you have noticed that the good tickets for this show are being scalped at very high prices. Well over $200 a ticket. But you can get even better seats at less than half of what the scalpers are asking by going to the Boys Night Out auction at Ticketmaster.com. Just look up Boys Night Out and you'll see the auction. And you can bid on these tickets for as little as $100. You get the best seats in the house and a private party with me and the cast. So you can either search out Boys Night Out or Tom Leykis on Ticketmaster.com. You can call 206-529-4051. You can go to blowmeuptom.com, but if you go to the auction, you can get some of the best seats in the house for as little as $100, and that includes the party after the show. It's all there. It's great. And I'm really, really looking forward to stepping on stage in front of you guys on Friday. I can't tell you. But, you know, the time is near. Time to round up the boys and tell them the Boys Night Out is this Friday. 206-529-4051. Or go to Ticketmaster.com. Do it now. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Natalie on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Do you care, Natalie?
Not really. Not particularly today.
Well, why would you ask?
Not with knowing what your topic is and knowing how much I totally disagree with what you're saying at this moment.
Well, why is that?
Well, for a lot of reasons. First of all, I happen to consider myself a highly intelligent person.
Most women who call in here do.
Yes. And, you know, I make good money. I support my family. I make way more money than my husband. And I'm very attractive. So there
Says you. How tall are you, dear?
Your theory's blown out
How
the window.
tall are you, dear?
I'm 5'5".
How much do you weigh?
115.
115?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, dear, if you were listening, again, an indication of your lack of IQ or your lack of comprehension. Yes, I'm going to give it to you right now. The indication of that is the fact that during the monologue for this hour, I said at least 3 times that there are exceptions to these rules. There are exceptions to every rule. But you chose to ignore that. My theory has not been blown to bits. My theory is a fact.
No, it's, you know what, Tom, based on the fact that you just had that guy call Dick, okay?
Yeah.
And the fact that he calls, he was married to this woman for 6 years.
Uh-huh.
And he finally has enough intelligence to get out of a relationship, which he's obviously not happy.
Dare, first of all, I never claimed that men were all that intelligent or all that superior. All I said is that women don't read the paper, don't have opinions about anything that's important until they're 50 years old. And it is borne out by the fact that young women don't read newspapers. It's borne out in the circulation statistics. It's borne out in the ratings of talk radio stations that talk about politics. It's borne out in the ratings for television news programs.
So you're talking about statistics, which are based on...
Statistics, which are factual.
Generalizations based on...
Yes, generalizations that are generally true, based on statistical evidence. What evidence do you have?
Small sample size.
I see. So you are an expert on what's going on in the news, dear? Is that what you're telling us?
Master's degree.
It doesn't mean a damn thing, dear. That could very well mean that you have fellaciotic abilities and you are very popular with the professors. Dear, so you are well-read then, is that right? So you are well-read, is that correct? You are well-read, is that correct, dear? Dear, all the filibustering in the world is not going to deter me from getting an answer to this question. You are saying you are well-read, is that correct?
See, I'm not going to...
Are you saying you are well-read?
No, I'm not going to walk into your trap.
Because you know damn well you're not. Just like all the other women your age who call in here, with few exceptions, you are not well-read either.
I have my master's degree. So
I don't care. That's the last time you read a book. And that was because it was assigned to you. You don't read the paper, and you're proving my point.
No, I don't read it every day, Tom.
You don't read it at all. You read the entertainment section. Yeah, you're up to date on the Renee Zellweger and Kenny Chesney, the latest on them.
No, I don't read that.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't read anything then. But the point is, you definitely don't read the first 2 sections of the paper.
I read every single day. I'm reading.
What do you read? People, Us Weekly. What do you read? Danielle Steele.
What I'm reading Earth Science, if you want to know.
Ooh, Earth Science, really?
Right, I'm teaching.
Yeah, but all right, so it's your job again. I'm asking you, when you're not assigned reading, when it is not a requirement, I want to know what you read at home.
Okay, I just finished Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. Before that, I read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Then I read The Testament by John Grisham.
Have you read any books that were written in the 21st century, or for that matter, any newspapers written in the 21st century?
You know what? I don't read the newspaper every day.
You don't read it ever?
I do read the newspaper.
Really? When was the last time you read a paper?
A couple of days ago.
Really? And what were some of the top stories?
Well, obviously, Hurricane Katrina and the storms. And, let's see what else. I was reading about Bush's new cabinet.
Really? Who's in it?
I don't recall. I have over 200 students in my class.
I don't really care. We've all had morons and idiots as teachers. That doesn't prove anything.
Okay, see, there you're making an assumption.
I'm just saying, the fact that you're a teacher doesn't prove anything.
I never said it did, but I said...
Well, then don't tell us you have 200 students. It's irrelevant.
At the beginning of the school year...
I don't really care.
No.
I couldn't care less.
My students.
I don't care.
Because I believe in personalizing...
Right. Well, how about personalizing some current events for me here right now?
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Really?
your assumption that women...
I see. Well, do you know what's going on in the news?
I do, yeah.
You do? Okay. What happened today with the former head of FEMA?
You know what, Tom? I work. I get up at
Oh, yeah. So you're too busy. You're way too busy.
I just got up.
Yes, you're way too busy to be watching or listening to the news.
I didn't have time today.
Well, Dare, you didn't have time yesterday or the day before either.
In order for me to be successful at what I do and make the money that I make, I need to be making...
Dare, I could buy and sell you, and I know what's happening in the news.
But, see... Buy and sell me for what?
I don't particularly care to buy you, but the point is I could. And I still have time to watch the news.
I'm not for sale, first of all, and that's another thing.
You're not what? You're not for sale? Believe me, nobody wants to buy you. Don't worry about it.
I'm happily married.
Your husband, no refunds.
And I've been in a successful relationship.
Well, that's great. And you know what? Like so many men who are with women who don't watch the news or read it, I'm sure he's blissfully happy. Ignorance is bliss, and you're one of the happiest callers I've had all day.
Well, that's right. We are very happy. We practice meditation and yoga.
Really? But you don't read the paper because you have time to meditate, but you don't have time to read the paper.
Well, my mental health is more important.
Yes, I know. So in other words, you're conceding that you don't read the paper.
Most newspapers are very negative.
Oh, see, there you go. So, but why do you just said you do read them, but you really don't?
I said occasionally. More often than not, I listen to NPR.
Right. Why don't you know what's going on in the news if you listen to NPR?
I do when I listen.
Why don't you know when you listen, which you haven't today because you've been so busy earning your huge income?
Classical music, Tom.
Sure, yes. But again, you don't know you're proving my point. You don't know what's going on in the world and you don't care.
At this moment.
You don't know or care.
I do not recall what is going on.
You don't know because you didn't hear it or read about it.
And nevertheless, I disagree with what you have to say.
All right, you can keep disagreeing, but again, I've proven my point because you clearly don't know what's going on.
You want to get? I've proven my point. Yeah. I have purpose in this world.
That's my job here. I've proven a point. I made it, and then you called in attempting to disprove it, but all you did was prove it.
Well, you're not really proving any point.
Sure I have. I've proven that women your age don't read the news, don't pay attention, and now you hold your dick.
Besides the fact that you made an assumption.
Give us, again, tell us what's going on in the news.
That I gave Felicia.
Who is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
That's Rehnquist.
And who's the new one going to be?
I can't recall his name, but I do.
Can't recall his name. The guy's been in the news for a month.
That was part of me just learning 200 new...
This is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States.
I know he's young. He's Republican.
What is his name?
You know what? I don't work well on the spot.
Dear, it is not that complicated. This is not a complicated question. I did not ask you an algebraic formula. I asked you the name of a person.
I came up with Rehnquist. Okay, give me partial credit.
Partial credit, my ass. He's been Chief Justice for years. I'm talking about the new Chief Justice, who has been questioned by Congress for the past several weeks. What is his name?
I recall his name. I have tip of the tongue theory.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, you're just ignorant. You're like every other woman with few exceptions out there under the age of 50. The same deal. The same deal.
That's the problem, is that you make these assumptions, and then women get stereotyped. So even if you are...
Oh, yes.
You already stereotyped.
Sure.
So, well, she's good looking, so she must be stupid.
Well, I don't even know if you're good looking. I just know you're stupid.
Well, I am. But I'm saying in general, women have to deal with...
you prove my point. You don't know what's going on in the news. You can't name the new Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who that's going to be.
Complex.
Why?
Because you know that we can manipulate you at any moment.
Oh, sure you can. Dear, you would have to be really, really hot. You would have to be Jessica Alba hot to manipulate me, dear. You can't do it.
Completely manipulate.
Right. All right, I've had enough, dear. Thank you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You want to know why women wear makeup and perfume?
Why?
Because they're ugly and they stink.
The Tom Leykis Show.
All right, Anthony, wrap it up here, baby.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Great.
Yeah, I just want to call and agree with you about how women make their decisions without research or anything. I've taken a couple women to the horse races. Have you ever seen them pick a horse at the horse races?
Oh, yeah. Cute names.
Yeah, cute names, pretty shirts on the jockey, pretty blinkers. No research. They don't care how fast his workouts are or what jockey's on them.
I think you're right. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom@blowmeuptom.com. And call our comment line 24 hours a day. 310-842-9592.
The Tom Leykis Show.